Saludos amigos y amigas del mundo internauta, les habla el doctor Jorge Figueroa Flores y bienvenidos una vez más a otro programa de Paliqueando. Hoy estamos externos, hoy nos hemos movido a nuestro estudio en la Universidad del Este para movernos aquí a San Juan, específicamente estamos en el Hotel Condado Plaza, para hacer una entrevista muy importante con dos distinguidos invitados sobre Zika, sí, pero no sobre única y exclusivamente el mosquito, Aedes Aegypti o la enfermedad del Zika, sino cómo erradicar el Zika. Y es bien importante que ustedes tengan esta información porque son nuevas tecnologías para erradicar el Zika de lo que vamos a estar hablando hoy. La vamos a comparar y contrastar con insecticidas, como ustedes conocen, el Naled, entre otras cosas. Hoy tengo el gusto de recibir en Paliqueando al amigo Roberto Toledo, que es el que pertenece a la organización DGF Consulting Group, Roberto, y también al agrónomo y entomólogo brasileño, el señor Guillherme Trivellato.
Saludos a todos.
Y vamos a estar hablando aquí, como bien dije, un ratito sobre cómo erradicar el Zika con estas tecnologías y cómo Puerto Rico se puede adentrar a eso y qué es lo que están haciendo ambas compañías, Oxitec y GF Consulting Group, con relación a esto, que nos preocupa tanto y que todos debemos estar muy pendientes. We're going to conduct the interview in English. Guilherme, one of the things is, what is Oxitec?
Hi, Oxitec is a company that was founded by a spin-out from Oxford University. That's why the name, Oxford Insect Technology. The idea was from one of the most intelligent guys that I ever met. It's called Luke Alfie. He's the founder of this company. He's one of the major geneticists around the world. And he developed this technique to use genetical tools to control insect population. Basically, the main idea before was to work with crop pests. But while he was developing that, even in UK, he could see the inevitable demand to work with Aedes Aegypti. Aedes Aegypti is one mosquito that transmits several diseases. At the time, we were talking mostly about yellow fever and dengue fever, all four serotypes of the virus. So at that time we did not have chinkungunya or Zika. But the lethality of those diseases were quite significant. So at that moment, Luke Alfie, he put on hold the agricultural projects and focused the project of the Oxitec mostly in to develop this product for controlling Aedes aegypti population.
Okay, it's very interesting to see, like, you mean Oxford, that means England. So, yeah, so it's all abroad. My question then to Roberto. Roberto, ¿cómo entonces la compañía de ustedes se interesa directamente para erradicar el problema de Zika que estamos teniendo aquí en Puerto Rico?
Pues realmente el approach de Oxitec hacia nosotros fue orgánico, vamos a ponerlo así. Nosotros pues somos una empresa de consultoría que tenemos una división que ayudamos a empresas de fuera de Puerto Rico a establecerse en Puerto Rico. Nos llamaron prácticamente basándonos en nuestro expertise para ayudarlos a abrirle puertas en el mercado y de esa forma es que nos introduce a nuestra empresa en el mundo de erradicar el Zika de diferentes formas. O sea, la tecnología que ellos tienen es una opción diferente a lo que se había visto en Puerto Rico, es una opción novel que se está trabajando en diferentes partes del mundo y pues nosotros nos interesó no solamente porque la tecnología es nueva y es una alternativa diferente, sino porque realmente es un problema. El Zika, el Dengue, el chinkungunya es un problema existente en Puerto Rico, es un problema que le cuesta bastante a Puerto Rico, no solamente en salud, sino en dinero. Y nosotros lo que queremos es abrir puertas a nuevas tecnologías, nuevas formas de ver este problema y que al menos se considere lo que se está haciendo en otras partes del mundo para tener opciones en Puerto Rico.
Excelente, excelente. Y es necesario realmente, la gente tiene mucho miedo, tenía mucho miedo cuando vino, se habló del Naled, se empezó a hablar de todas estas cosas y cuando estábamos hablando, ¿verdad? Fuera de cámara en unos momentos y vía telefónica también, me llamó mucho la atención sobre estas nuevas tecnologías, así que voy a preguntarle aquí a Guilherme. Guilherme, people here in Puerto Rico, and I live in many parts where the Aedes Aegypti mosquito lives, think that the only way to treat and get rid of it, or get rid of the population of those mosquitoes and prevent all this sickness that come with it, had to do with the insecticides. And people is already with their flips, thinking they have this mentality. They never figure out that there are other technologies in order to, to deal with it. I'm talking about the typical Joe, what I'm talking about. Tell me about the technologies that your company is working with in regards to eradicate the Zika. The Aedes Aegypti.
Yeah, you're right, Jorge. I personally have been dedicated my whole career since before I was an undergrad to try to decrease the amount of pesticides used in the environment and around us. And I've been dedicating myself with that. When I got the invitation to work with Oxitec, I feel that was an amazing opportunity to develop this. We are using the same technique with pesticides for decades, and we can see the results. We have no effective result to control the mosquito or of course, beyond that, the disease. And on the opposite hand, we are facing now several populations of Aedes aegypti that are resistant to a lot of pesticides. Okay. I'm really happy to be here in Puerto Rico when we could see a popular movement that block the use of a technique that we know that is environmental harmful and is not effective. Okay. And to be here is amazing opportunity to be close to those people that could hold the Naled.
I say really insecticide, but the correct word is pesticide. It's that we're used to saying insecticide based on the different fleets that we have in our homes. But really, what is, because people, like you say, there was a public movement in regards to not wanting that pesticide, I would say Naled, to be thrown in Puerto Rico. A lot of people went nuts in regards to that, went afraid also because all the long-term and short-term sickness that can cause to us. But then, the technology that you guys use, how it differs from this type of pesticide?
Yeah, let's make a comparison. Okay, we know that at least the numbers that I have in Brazil, that 80% of the population of mosquito is inside of the house. Okay, the breeding sites are inside of the house. Okay, and that's a really significant number. So imagine, every house has a roof. Okay, so if you spray pesticide, through a plane, imagine like that, you go throw a pesticide in trees, in bees, beneficial insects all around the world, but the mosquito actually is protected. The mosquito will be inside your house. So okay, this is something really important. We need to reach where the pesticide cannot reach. We need to go inside of the house and look for the breeding sites and look for the mosquito. We can do that ourselves by checking our backyards, checking any kind of breeding site that might be hidden in our place, like gutters or drains, or we can use biological tools. Okay. The tool that we are using now is that we release a genetically modified male mosquito that the males themselves does not bite. So naturally the male does not bite. The only phase that's bite the people that needs the blood is the female. So it's safe to release the male. Okay. It will not harm you, will not cause any kind of rash or allergy, does not transmit any kind of disease. But the only function of the male is to actively search for the female. So imagine if I have closed houses or people that doesn't want a visit from a public health agent or don't want to check their yards because they simply don't want to. Okay, when I release the male, the male, it will go inside people's house without knocking doors or ringing the bell. And that's the beauty of it. We can go actually actively inside of the house of every house of the area.
So your genetically modified mosquito becomes like an intelligence officer. He goes on the ground, he goes and looking for the females.
Through the door, through the window.
And then what he does? He eat her? Or
that's the beauty of it. especially a specialized species-specific technique. So it's gonna mate with Aedes aegypti, and only with Aedes aegypti. We're not gonna affect any other species. When it mates with the female, the wild female that we have in the cities, that is the one that's transmitting the disease, all the offspring will carry the fact that we put in the male. So the offspring will die before reach adult phase.
Okay.
That's what happens. So it's like birth control for mosquitoes, like family planning for mosquitoes.
Roberto, cuando tú escuchas esta información,
como sabes, es fascinante. ¿Verdad?
Sí, porque...
Y honestamente yo no tengo ningún background técnico de biología ni nada de esto, pero al escuchar este tipo de cosas y al conocerlo, pues es extremadamente maravilloso. Y sí, la tecnología existe, ha sido probada en varias ciudades del mundo, y nosotros pues lo que queremos es educar, más que otra cosa, en Puerto Rico, que se conozca que este tipo de tecnologías existen y cómo funcionan.
Pues una de las cosas que me llama mucho la atención es que ellos genéticamente modifican al mosquito macho. Lo zumban, ¿verdad? Lo zumban para que se meta dentro de las casas, que es donde realmente está la mayoría de estos mosquitos, o en otras partes, ¿verdad? Pero realmente para que entre a las casas y entonces se junte con la...
Es importante añadir a eso que la hembra es la que pica.
Por eso,
la hembra es la que pica y es la que hay que eliminar como tal. Y se elimina la población en base a los natimuertos de los mosquitos.
Exactamente, es como él dice, es control de birth control, ¿verdad? Control de vida como tal, de nacimientos de estos mosquitos. It's really fascinating what you're bringing. I know that you came to Puerto Rico to participate in the Puerto Rico Agricultural Tecnologi Industry Association conference that was held here in the Condado Plaza. You were one of the speakers here. How was when you spoke, how was that feedback with these biotechnologists and agricultural background people from Puerto Rico?
Here is really amazing, because here we have a scientific audience, that they have a good technical background. A lot of entomologists were in the ground. So that was really friendly, the reception that they have, even something so different from what they are used to see. But it was really good reception. We are facing in Brazil a really good reception also from the inhabitants of the area that we are working. Okay. We do, before we start the releases of the male mosquito, that we are now calling friendly Aedes aegypti, so they can know the difference between the wild one and the one that we are
So the unfriendly is the female.
The unfriendly.
She's unfriendly.
She's unfriendly. We do a really close effort to educate and to explain how the technology works, and that's something that Roberto is helping us a lot in here, is to bring the correct information, to be a bridge between the correct information and who needs to get this information. So what we did there that was most important was to be there to listen to the doubts of the people. Sometimes when we are technicians come from the university and bring information, maybe what is important for us is not what's important for the common public, okay, the general public.
Of course.
Sometimes they have other things that they want to know. They want to know, like, how long does the mosquito live? How far he can go? What happens if I ate one of those mosquitoes? So this kind of doubts is good for us to be there and to explain. And the opportunity that you're giving here also is amazing, to can allow us to bring the correct information.
Yeah, and it's very important because I would say, like, general public, they have no idea really about these technologies, about this type of technology and how you guys are working things out. People, and here, I tell you, people in Puerto Rico, I think they're not getting it really, they don't have the conscience right now still on how bad this type of Aedes aegypti mosquito is, not only because of the dengue virus, but also the chinkungunya and now the Zika. And they need to create awareness in regards to that, and also awareness in regards to situations that are going on. One of the main things that we need to figure out how to do with success stories and projects that Oxitec is been running around the world. And we're going to come back after a short stop. Vamos a volver después de un momento aquí en Paliqueando, edición especial. Y volvemos aquí a Paliqueando, una edición especial que estamos transmitiendo hoy desde el Condado Plaza. Sí, hay luz aquí, tenemos luz aquí como tal, poco calor, un poquito de calor, pero tenemos luz. Así que gracias a Dios ya volvió la luz a Puerto Rico después de ese apagón, ¿verdad? Que estuvimos varios días sin luz y que estamos llevando entrevistas desde afuera, porque Paliqueando no se para, agradeciéndole siempre al amigo Ramón Moncho Borges de Coloquio, el podcast número 1 para todos nosotros y para el mundo entero, por darnos el respaldo en el día de hoy en las cámaras. When we went to the past, we were talking about different projects that Oxitec is running. We would like to know about what other in which other countries Oxitec is running similar projects, and also let's talk about success stories, in regards to this.
So, one of the most intelligent things that the guy that invented this technique was to put together a whole team of different areas. So engineers, biologists, regulatory staff, that give us the opportunity to develop that. So okay, we got a huge technology in the lab that can be used to benefit people, but we need to bring that out. We need to make that cost effective. We need to make that efficient to go to the field. There's no way, there's no point to have a massive technology that will cost $1 million per person per year if it's not available. So we started projects to run field trials in 2009 in the Cayman Islands. So we did a small trial over there, started testing the release device and everything. Then we went to Brazil and did some projects on 2011, 2012 and 2013, 3 different field projects. Always those projects with suppression higher than 90% of relative suppression compared with a non-treated site. All of them more than 90%. And lately we just ended a project in Panama.
Okay.
The Panama with the Gorgas Institute, that's one of the biggest referencing mosquito control institute. The project also ran more than 90% suppression. And in 2014, we got our commercial approval for the regulatory agents in Brazil. Okay, and Brazil gave us the biosafety approval.
Okay.
And was amazed is that this council is made only with doctors and experts on the area, and was on one of the projects that was mostly more fast approval. I mean, the technology goes in a way that go in the opposite way of the regular GMOs that we are used to. And that gave us a really good background because it's really environmental friendly. I'll tell you what, it's a self-limiting mosquito, okay? So I release the male now. This male will live for 2 to 4 days, and then he dies. He will try to mate with the female. If he had success, he will mate, and the offspring of this couple will also die. So that's the beauty of it. We are not replacing the population. We are not releasing something that can cause any harm or an unbalance.
You're eradicating the population.
I'm really cleaning the population, cleaning the mosquito. It's a foreign mosquito in here. The presence of this mosquito is causing an unbalance on the environment, on the food chain. So the offspring will die. The male that I release will die. Imagine that today or tomorrow we find another 2 that is better than this mosquito. That's okay. We just stop the release, and after 2 weeks, the gene and the strain that we release will disappear in the environment.
When I hear you, it is fascinating. I won't say it's overwhelming, the information. No, it's not overwhelming. Matter of fact, it's great information in regards to being educated of this new technology. Roberto, cuando yo escucho toda esta información, yo me quedo realmente fascinado porque yo no conocía de este tipo de alternativa. Entonces, esta alternativa que ustedes ya también están trayéndole al pueblo de Puerto Rico, ¿verdad? Y buscando sectores. ¿Cómo ustedes piensan integrarla aquí? ¿Qué estrategias piensan traer?
Pues mira, por el momento estamos tocando puertas con personas que que son stakeholders en Puerto Rico, para que primero conozcan que existe este tipo de tecnología, la entiendan, sepan que hay una alternativa diferente a lo que es las pesticidas y demás. Así que para contestarte la pregunta, estamos en un proceso de educación con personas claves que pueden mover este tipo de tecnología en un futuro en Puerto Rico. Oxitec pues tiene un plan de establecerse en Puerto Rico en el caso de que se use la tecnología como tal. Es un plan pues bastante bueno, de crear 100 o 150 empleos en Puerto Rico, conseguir un almacén de 10.000 metros cuadrados, que es bastante amplio, y pues son planes serios de establecerse en la isla y crear desarrollo económico, que es lo que necesitamos en Puerto Rico también. Esto en el caso de que sea una alternativa viable para erradicar el mosquito y se escoja este tipo de tecnología.
It's really fascinating when you talk and you provide the success stories, in 90%, all that, A matter of fact, the education is key. What other projects in regards to educating the people are you guys running right now? Not only conferences, but online. Do you have videos? Do you have things where people can go and see really how you guys deal with also the costs? How much does this cost to bring something like this?
Yeah, you can find us in Facebook, in Oxitec. Our Brazilian page is called Aedes Aegypti. That's called Aedes Friendly, Amigable.
Aedes Amigo.
And we have videos, we have GIFs. We have really open minds to receive everybody. So if you want to schedule a tour in our facility, in our lab, to see how we produce the mosquitoes, we have also videos that we can see. But we are trying to do different, okay? All the companies that work with genetic modification have a stigma to be bad or everything. We're trying to do completely different. Our strain does not have an advantage compared to the wild one, have a disadvantage. That's something different. It's not persistent on the environment. Something different. We are always open to receive, to clarify doubts, to bring the correct information. So if you want to visit us, you can mail us, you can contact us. We are always open to receive as much as we can everybody that is interested. And in the areas that we work, we always were there. So now we are working more in Piracicaba with a project that we are treating more than 65,000 people.
Oof.
And that's the central region of medium city in Piracicaba. It's 65,000 people, but we know that during the day, as it is a commercial area, we have more than 120,000 people in this area during the day. And that's the beauty of it. Aedes aegypti is a mosquito that prefer to bite during the day, not during the night.
That's what I've heard.
So if the population lives on the suburban areas and work in the central area, they probably get infected in the central area and reporting the case where he lives. So the idea is that now treating the central region of the city of Piracicaba will have a positive effect, including in the neighborhoods. Okay, that's what we are expecting now with this project. So as I was telling, we made major advances on logistics. Okay. With the strain is the same that we are using since 2002 when we invented this strain. But now our process of releasing, of monitoring, of public engagement is much faster, much quicker, much efficient.
You guys have been in the market since 2002? That's what you said?
Actually, no, 2002 is where we create the strain.
This type of system?
The genetically modification.
Okay.
And from then to now, okay, for the 10 years we were working on lab tests and field tests, okay? So we can ensure now that this is safe.
It's validated.
It's validated.
Oh,
okay, we have plenty of papers published all around the most important medical journals and genetics.
How cost effective is this for a poor country?
That's the only effective tool that we have now. That's the only thing that's proven that can reduce the population of mosquitoes.
Well, in regards to costs, in regards to the cost, it's expensive?
If you think about medium time.
See, I gotta tell you that question, you know, because
It's okay.
you know,
if you think about medium time, it's really cost effective because how much are we spending on control the mosquitoes here in Puerto Rico? How much do we spend on hospitals, on public hospitals or even private health insurance? How much do the costs for the island, for the workers that are put apart due to 1 or 2 weeks for the symptoms of dengue fever or Zika cases? How much would it cost for a family to raise a child with microcephaly?
yeah,
I mean,
that's what people get scared about.
If we are in an island, that's the beauty of the situation that we have in here. It's possible, really possible, we avoid using the word eradicated the mosquitoes. Okay, we say suppress. Suppress in such a level that's beyond, under the epidemic threshold, okay? But here in an island, we can think about suppression, of eradicating. We can think about eradicate the mosquito in the whole island and treat only, after we do that, treat only the entrance points, like ports or airports. And that's something that can decrease the cost after we do the first project, amazingly. That will reduce the cost. So, okay, we're gonna spend a little bit more now to get the solution, but it will pay itself in medium time. That's something that we are facing like a problem in Brazil, because as it is cost effective in not the first or the second year, the authorities or the mayors are a little bit concerned about using that, because you apply the investment now and the benefits will run for the next mayor. And that's how
It's political. Vamos a ir a una breve pausa y regresamos aquí a Paliqueando hablando con Guillherme Trivellato y con Roberto Toledo. Volvemos. Y volvemos aquí a Paliqueando directamente desde el Condado Plaza, aquí en San Juan, hablando con Roberto Toledo de DGF Consulting Group y con Guillherme Trivellato de la compañía Oxitec. Y hemos estado hablando de cómo no erradicar, suppress el mosquito de Aedes Aegypti. So suppress will be the word. In Puerto Rico will be probably eradicate.
We try eradicate.
Okay,
Go for
perfect.
this.
So see, I'm learning. So see, that's the beauty of the process, you know, educating the people. Una de las cosas que me llama mucho la atención sobre este proyecto, Roberto, es que a mí me gustaría saber cómo quizás o qué estrategia se va a perseguir para que, ¿verdad?, los agricultores, un ejemplo, los agricultores acepten este tipo de proyectos en vez de, ¿verdad?, digo agricultores porque cogieron mucho miedo con la parte del Naled, que sus crops se cayeran, todo, que si las abejas. Entonces, para que ese grupo de gente acepte también este proyecto.
Pues ya se están dando los pasos. La clave aquí es educación. La clave aquí es llevar el mensaje y escuchar también lo que ellos nos tienen que decir. Nosotros en DGF Consulting Group pues tenemos eso en planes, educar a todas estas personas, agricultores. Guillem vino a esta convención con esa intención también, que comenzar a llevar el mensaje y prácticamente esa es la clave. La clave es educar correctamente a las personas que pueden estar o no afectadas. Inclusive, si se hace este tipo de proyecto en Puerto Rico, pues todo el mundo se va a ver afectado por él de una manera positiva. De una manera positiva. Entonces, pues, hay que tomarlos en consideración, hay que escucharlos y hay que educar a todo tipo de personas.
You know, it's really nice to hear that it, you know, we try to educate people and all of that. And I see this project, you know, here in Puerto Rico open many opportunities also for students that would like to contribute here. You know, we have plenty of students in many universities that, you know, they're in the areas of natural sciences. And I think they would love to be part of doing internships with you guys, stuff like that. Does your company offer that?
Yeah, that's what we are doing in Prescaba. It's been amazing. I'm dealing with the public engagement actions, okay? And to do that, I don't have arms and legs to do everything by myself. So when hiring in Prescaba, where the project is running, we have the biggest and most important agricultural school or university in Brazil. and have also biology and other forestry engineering in this university. And we are calling to work with us students that have this intention to, or this natural feeling to change the world and make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And they are really supporting us, and they are helping us to do the public engagement. So usually we go with the students carrying a small cage with the male mosquito in their neck, side by side with a public health agent, and we go knocking door by door to bring the correct information about cleaning the house, removing breeding sites, treat the gutters, and also the cage with the mosquitoes, and a trained intern that can answer the population questions. That's been giving us an amazing result. We are also now with an island in the mall of the city, the biggest mall of the city.
Mm-hmm.
We have like a place where people can go and see the mosquitoes and ask questions, receive informative material, put their hands inside of the cages with the mosquito. And it's been amazing. Now in the area that we treated for more than 1 year, that is small neighborhood where we begin, of more than 5,000 people, after 1 year of releasing the mosquitoes, we have now a support of 100% of the population. So everybody there in this area support the project. And that's amazing. We are releasing mosquitoes in their houses, and we know that it can be a little bit annoying, the buzzing of the mosquito, but the result is amazing. We don't hear anyone talking about dengue fever in the area no more, and that's really positive for us.
Well, it's nice to see that you guys are doing all that and that you are embedded and engaged with the community and also with students in projects, and you're fostering that which is really amazing and really nice, because we would like to see that, more people interested. What, in order to close already our program, and what will be your final comments to the people who are seeing us right now here in Puerto Rico, in order to, to the awareness that they should have about not only the Zika virus, but the Aedes Aegypti?
Well, we are living with this mosquito for decades, and we are seeing the disease that it can bring. In Brazil, I'm feeling that everybody's aware about their part in removing breeding sites and don't let the mosquito breed in their own houses. But when I did the same question here for the audience of the Congress, the audience of the conference that I presented yesterday, I noticed that less than 1% of the audience raised their hands when I asked who frequently do their part in removing breeding sites. So fight dengue fever, or Zika fever or chinkungunya, is a great part, responsibility of the public administration. But in fact, if all of us could do our part or share, would make a huge difference. So far, we expect that we can bring new technologies, but as it's not happening, let's all make our part. Let's all check your yards, check how's your gutter, check if you have any kind of breeding sites inside, and protect yourself. Use insect repellent, use your long skirt. That's the best thing that we can do now. If we all do it, we'll see the difference.
Excellent.
Yo creo que muy importante ahora en Puerto Rico es no solamente mirar lo costoso que puede ser algo o no, sino empezar a ver si la efectividad de lo que vayamos a hacer de ahora en adelante. Y es un ejercicio que nos toca y en la situación que estamos ahora puede ser una gran oportunidad para nosotros como país empezar a analizar las cosas de otra manera. No viendo un signo de dólar, sino viendo oportunidades, sino viendo efectividad de lo que vamos a hacer. Y esos son los pasos correctos. Guillherme tiene toda la razón. Esta es una tecnología que está en un proceso de educación, es para largo plazo, pero hay muchísimas cosas que nosotros tenemos que hacer como comunidad. Limpiar en las áreas que hay agua en posadas, ponerte camisas manga largas, tener protección con diferentes químicos. Esas cosas nos tocan a nosotros como comunidad y hay que hacerlo para nosotros poder vivir de una manera placentera. Esto es maravilloso y sería un proyecto excelente para Puerto Rico, al igual que ellos no dicen que no integrarse a otras tecnologías. Claro. No es una cosa ni la otra. sería un proyecto de biotecnología, que serían pues son empleos de personas educadas, que para Puerto Rico pues es necesario, pero de todas maneras esto es un proyecto a largo plazo y tiene toda la razón Guillherme, que hay que protegernos nosotros primero.
Guillherme y Roberto, gracias por haber estado con nosotros.
Gracias por la oportunidad.
¿Verdad? Con nosotros. Y amigos y amigas del mundo internauta, les recuerdo que la erradicación del mosquito de Aedes Aegypti empieza con nosotros mismos. Con nosotros mismos haciendo lo que tenemos que hacer. Como bien lo ha dicho Guillherme Trivellato y como lo ha dicho también justificado Roberto Toledo, tenemos que hacer nuestra parte, tenemos que trabajar con eso. Amigos y amigas del mundo internauta, nos despedimos de Paliqueando, nos vemos la próxima semana, agradeciéndole a nuestro amigo Ramón Moncho Borges por haber estado hoy con nosotros desde aquí, transmitiendo fuera de nuestros estudios. Nos vemos la próxima semana en otro Paliqueando. Nos fuimos.